There you go.
Did we do it?
Did you finally go live?
I think we did it. Okay. I think we did it. I feel like we should be able to hear you guys, and we can't. So it's really quiet. Oh, are you checking the comments? Okay,
Is
cool.
there anybody in here?
Yeah. We have 2 people.
Oh,
We have
sweet.
Martin and we have Courtney, and we
Hey,
have.
Martin.
I'm sorry, you guys have been sick. Who do we have? It's not gonna let me see. Whoever the third person is, can you comment so we can see who you are?
It's me.
Oh, it's Hal. Okay. So I guess that when people
Somebody's talking to us.
Oh,
Aloha.
hi from Hawaii. Cool. Hi. Okay, so I think the way this works is that when other people come in, do they come in from the beginning or do they come in?
They cut in right in where we're at right now.
Okay. Well, I want to talk, but we're talking to 4 people, and I feel like people might come.
Well, if they come, they can rewind it later.
Or maybe they don't come. Maybe it's just us 4. Anyway, talk. He says, "Okay, yeah, we're talking. We're trying."
Tell them about your boats.
About my boats. Okay, so anyway, I guess the reason that we wanted to go live is here, like scoot over. You're like not even in the thing. Okay. So, okay, the reason that we wanted to go live was because we didn't put out a video today at all, and we're supposed to be doing every Sunday, and we said that when we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're the YouTube partner program, which the YouTube partner program, I guess they changed it so you can like get in it early, which we got in it early, but we still didn't have our 1,000 subscribers, so we were waiting for that. And in our last video, I said like we're not on track to get our 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year because we started the first week of January of this year, and our goal was to be monetized, so like have 1,000 followers by the end of the year. And I really didn't think we were going to do it. And then we put out this last video, and
you did it.
Here we are. Like almost 400 followers later. Like I don't know what happened. I guess you guys really like boats.
That's what everybody comes to. They come after the flats boat and sailboat.
Yeah, they do. And I don't think anybody like our diving. They don't like the diving videos.
We're not really doing it right either.
No, we're not doing the diving stuff right. We're just kind of half-assing that. You can't really talk when you're underwater. I think that makes it a little harder, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's why we're here. And I'm sorry I kind of sound like I've been sick, because I have been sick, and I've been sort of like disguising it in our last videos a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think anybody realizes that I've been really sick. I'm sick because the dog that we fostered had kennel cough, and I didn't realize that he had kennel cough until I started having. He was like walking around the house like coughing up what I thought was hairballs and like sneezing and burping. And then all of a sudden I started like coughing and sneezing and burping, and I was like, that dog's sick. And so am I. So I've had kennel cough for the last few weeks. Hal had it for a minute, and he had a really bad fever with his. I don't think I ever
got a
had
big fever and it was over.
Yeah.
6 people.
We're reading your comments. So, hi, everybody.
That's awesome. You tried that snorkeling. I highly suggest you stay in the water as much as possible.
Yeah, so humans can get kennel cough. It's rare, but if you have like autoimmune issues, you're more likely to get them. And I do. So I guess I don't know. I guess I got it. I got the kennel cough, you guys. No surprise there. But apparently it's a type of, was it a type of bronchitis? I did a little research because I started like kind of putting my thoughts together, and I was like, what is it actually? Because like the throat thing doesn't go away. I just cough and cough like all night long. And apparently it's type of bronchitis, and bronchitis can last like up to 8 weeks. So here we go. I'm on week like what, 3 at least. So what's new? They're asking. All right. So we wanted to kind of give you guys like a little bit of a history of us because we have a lot of people like some of our followers and subscribers are kind of aware of who we are and then others aren't. Some of them kind of know our background and some of them don't. Some of them kind of assume that we just want to sailboat like all of a sudden and that's not really the case. Um so I kind of want to like share a little bit of our background, like who we are, what is our experience on boating on boating, what's our experience on boats, sailing, um and who are we in general? Do you want to start and talk about like what your experience is and who you are, what you do?
Grew up on boats.
No, no, no. Like really, tell them.
From when?
Okay, Hal's
Like-
gonna make me tell you guys who he is. Okay, so you can't do it yourself or do it.
No, I can't.
Oh my
Go
gosh.
for it.
Okay, so
I'm bad
Hal,
at self-promotion.
it's not self promotion. It's like you don't date very much, obviously. Like when you go on a date and somebody's like, "Well, who are you?" Like,
No, I try to stay mysterious. No, I don't date.
oh god. Okay. Anyway, so Hal grew up on Cape San Blas here in Florida. It's a little peninsula with it used to not have anything on it. Now it does. His
Just white trash and yellow flies.
yeah. Now there's like multi-million-dollar houses everywhere after Hurricane Michael 5 years ago, but that's another whole thing. So Hal's history and Hal's experience is he his dad was a fishing guide out on the Cape for many, many years. They started the business what over 30 years ago, 30 years ago, something like
yeah.
that.
We don't know.
We don't know when that started, but anyway, his dad was a fishing guide, so he became a fishing guide naturally. Early in your boating career, let's say, what you worked oil field, so you
I did work oil field when I was 11 or 12. I worked at a pontoon rental company called The Entrance.
okay,
I worked CTO captain for a while. Did a little bit of oil fields, boat deliveries. A lot of fishing guiding, a lot of deck handing.
Yep.
I mean, heck, right now, what am I doing? I'm mechanicking,
yeah,
delivering boats,
yeah, you
doing
do a lot of
shakedown
mechanical work on the
cruises.
boats.
I am deck handing on the dive boat because it's
Today,
fun.
yeah, this weekend you've been
Yeah.
deckhanding on the dive boat. Just
My buddy owns a dive shop here in town, Panama City Dive Center. Choppy asked me to do him a favor earlier this year, and I just keep going back. I think I like torture. Was out yesterday and today. That was fun. Plus, get employee discount on dive gear, and it's around my schedule whenever so that's nice.
yeah,
Um,
sailing experience. What is your sailing experience?
I started with this guy named Chuck the Hucklebuck.
Chuck the Hucklebuck.
And he
I
had
don't
an
know- I don't know
island
the
packet.
story.
He had an island packet. He taught me how to sail. He used to go sail on his island packet, him and his wife. Buddy Hodge. Hodge used to be a pretty good sailor around here, but Hodge is Hodge. He taught me a lot about sailing, hubcaps growing up. When I used to do the boat rental thing when I was a kid, we had little sunfishes and stuff. I'd take them out. So I've sailed everything from little 16-foot Hobies on up to 45, 48 foot. What's that biggest island packet you can get?
The biggest island packet you can get?
Well, that 40-something foot island packet, big island packet. I had a
I'm
half
not
cabin
sure
there.
actually what the largest size. Does anybody know the largest island packet size? What are our plans to sail the East Coast or sail the world? I've already sailed the East Coast, so I'm ready to sail the world now. Anyway, finish the about you section for the
Okay.
Hal Tarpley about you.
I've just
45
been on the
feet, maybe.
water
Yeah, I
and
was kinda
spent the
thinking.
last 38 years trying to stay on it any way I can. I took very short periods off. And that was because it was a cool job. Built power lines from
Yeah, you did.
helicopters.
Aerial power lineman, power
Yeah,
lineman.
power line work. They let me hang from a helicopter while they flew it real fast. So that sounded involved electricity. So sure, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just done a bunch of it. Been around a lot of good people, know what they're doing. And
Okay,
been nice enough to
so
teach
who
me.
are you outside of boats?
Used to have a little reputation fishing. But that's about it.
No, you're a fishing guide, of course. You have a reputation fishing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Who am
I
I
think
outside the water? I surfed
no,
when I
not
was a
outside the
kid.
water, like in the water. Like, I mean, you're an
Oh,
avid
well, I
diver. Like,
surfed
let's talk
then.
about diving. Like, you're
I like to spearfish.
avid spear fisherman, avid diver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a good spear fisherman.
I'm all right.
You
There's a
always come
lot of
home
people.
with fish. So I don't know. When you come home and there's a bunch of fish to clean, I assume that's good because the freezer's full of fish. So that's good enough for me. If you can just shoot the fish, I'm happy. Um,
I don't know.
you surf?
I used to surf. I'm not very good at it anymore. I try.
Hmm.
Actually, give her surf lessons when she was a kid.
Okay. So let's talk about that for a
Oh,
second.
don't go all into it and let me have
No,
it.
no, no, no. I want to talk about how we know each other.
Oh, yeah, we grew up together.
Yeah, we grew up together.
I started surfing the summer before she started surfing.
I was 12.
And skateboarding and all that cool stuff. Become a little crazy
So
punk rock skateboarder kid.
very quick story. What happened was,
What had happened was
I found where some high school kids had built a skate park, like literally a skate park, in the woods, kind of off over from my house. And me and a girlfriend discovered it. We were 12. I think we were 11 or 12. And I asked my friends who skateboards at our school, who can teach me how to skateboard, because like there's a skate park right here by my house, and it's like hidden in the woods with like a bunch of crushed cans with holes in them, and I'm like, well, this isn't. I don't know whose property this is, but somebody's definitely like, some high school. This is high school kid doing. Okay, so someone was like, Hal Tarpley knows how to skateboard. And I was like,
barely knew how to ollie.
who's that? They're like the tall kid that looks like he shouldn't be in middle school anymore. Oh, that one. Okay. So I found the really tall kid that looks like, he's like growing a beard and he's like a foot and a half taller than everybody else. That one. I don't know how many grades you had failed at that point, but you were still in middle school and like half of your classes were in high school, but you were like on the middle school side like a lot, and I knew exactly. I was like, yeah, that guy.
Around.
So I found him and was like, someone said you know how to skateboard and can you teach us, because we have a skate park now.
A lot of AOL Instant Messenger messages about this skate park.
And I don't think you actually taught me how to skateboard at all. I kind of did that.
Could get over that.
I did that on my own, but it was that same kind of time period where I started surfing with some other guy friends who were just like nosediving me into waves, and I didn't even like it. And then at some point I decided that I would just get my own board and do it myself. And I was 12 at this point and house surfed. So yeah. So Hal gave me a surf lesson, which I don't think I even caught any. That wasn't even, I don't even know what that was. But at any rate,
playing with a cute redhead.
Whatever. So we've been really close friends ever since we were kids. And we've been together now for about
3 years.
Almost 3 years. Yeah. 3 years in February. So it's
she has been harassing me my entire life.
Yeah. Like we literally
correcting me, telling embarrassing stories. This is what she does. This is what she's always done.
Well, we're like, I mean, honestly, like Hal's always kind of been like a brother figure.
Still a hard knock.
And then you kind of like date your brother figure and you're like, I don't know. This is strange.
Keep it in the family.
So yeah, here we are. And
we're not related, at least a little bit.
No, we're not related. We're not related, but I still feel that like that brother figure. I'm sorry that hasn't gone away. But we are together. So I don't know. Take that how you want. I don't care.
Well, tell them about you. All your impressive stuff.
I don't have any impressive stuff. Okay, so a little about me. I'm not gonna go like way back. I'll go from like, yeah, high school on. I think that's fair. If you go too much farther back, I guess I'm just like the weirdo like turtle collector or something, but
Tomboy.
yeah, total tomboy. I grew up collecting turtles and raising them, and yeah, fishing, a lot of fishing, and
Artifacting.
artifacting, looking for arrowheads and pottery
Mammoth teeth.
and stuff
Got a
like
giant
that.
mammoth tooth right over there.
I was raised by a seamstress and a scuba diver who was also a Florida State Park manager, my grandparents. But anyway, who am I? I I don't know. Okay, what's my experience in boats? Let's start there because that's where you started. So my experience in boating is obviously a childhood of fishing, but aside from that, in a more professional capacity, I worked on yachts, full time and freelance, for a number of years as a stewardess, a deckhand, even a captain's assistant. I managed or assisted in managing, which I did a lot. Um, I did a lot, like a multi-million-dollar yacht refit on a mega yacht in California. So I do have some yacht refitting experience. I didn't have to do it
Not hands
myself.
on. She was
No,
hiring
no.
people. I'm the one that has
Yeah, I
the
was.
hands on.
I was hiring a lot
boats.
of contractors, but no, I did. I had a little sailboat at one point. Hal actually helped me
Oh,
do
that's
some work
cool.
on that. That was a lot of sanding and paint and stuff like that. And
Yeah, she called me down there to come help her on this little sailboat, and then she started yanking all the flotation foam out of it. We need storage.
I did. I needed storage.
I'm like, okay, well, you're just put all your stuff on the boat so your boat can sink to the bottom, and you never get it back. But
What year was that? That was
I don't know.
2009.
I had that old black Ford.
That was 2009, I think. That little boat, the little McGregor,
Mhm.
26-foot McGregor. Maybe it was 24. God, I don't even know anymore. It was the old the Vulcan boat. So if you ever knew, and this is kind of old school knowledge now, but like if you ever knew of like the Vulcan boats, there was one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast, and Sean Slater had the one on the East Coast, and he sold me that boat for a really good deal. On the trailer and everything.
I had a Vulcan stone on the mainsail.
The mainsail was a huge Vulcan stone. It was pretty interesting. So, yeah, that was cool. And then yeah, I've definitely been a liveaboard multiple times on multiple boats, not including working on yachts. But gosh, what else? Sailing. I don't consider myself a sailor. I say that a lot, and people are like, "Yeah, right." But no, I'm not. I'm not really a sailor. I have worked on sailboats. I did crew on a 1925 wooden boat, Colin Archer. It was the RS-40 First Device. I spent a good deal of time on that boat. Well, I guess you could say that. Not really. I sailed from Cape Canaveral, Florida, up to Gloucester, Massachusetts. Took 2 weeks to get there. Did the Tall Ship Festival. It that was a cool boat. That was a really cool boat, actually. That was like my first true introduction to wooden boats, I guess. That was many, many years ago. So yeah, I sailed all the East Coast, the Eastern Seaboard, basically to do that. I worked on attics as a freelance trip, but if you're familiar with God, how many feet is that boat? Like 225 feet or something. Three-masted schooner, attics, ADIX. Look it up. I highly recommend looking it up because it's like a beautiful vessel. I was like honored when they called me to work on that boat. I was invited to work on Columbia, and I actually didn't take the job. So
I just worked oil field.
yeah.
On these cool boats, mine were metal and rusty. I drove them
Mine
all
were
over
pretty.
the Caribbean
Found
and
some pretty boats.
the Atlantic and the Gulf and big waves, little waves.
Now you want to talk about you again?
No, never worked on anything like that.
Well, anyway, so that's really my sailing experience. Most of my sailing experience is on boats where there was a crew, because there had to be, because it's like gaff rigged, or it's too big for you're not single handing. So it sounds like you know more than most people, but yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to kind of come here and like share who we were, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who like they have no idea what our experience level is, and I think that's part of the fun when you have a YouTube channel and you're going into a project like this. People want to know. They're like, are you stupid or do you really know what you're doing? And the answer is somewhere in between.
If it's broke on a boat, I can fix it if I have the tools.
Yeah.
If I pay somebody to work on a boat, it's because it's cheaper to pay them than to buy the tool.
Yeah, and
Or Yamaha won't sell me the tool like last time.
the first advice, the wooden boat that I worked on, I actually flew over to England after the boat went over. I was invited to do the crossing, and I was super broke, and I was like, no, I shouldn't do that, and like I regret that now. I should have just gone, but um, I did spend a few weeks in England with the boat, and we were redoing the wiring. We had to put European plugs and all this stuff in it, and we had to do some woodwork. And I spent a week with a freaking what are those? What am I trying to say? A wire wheel in my hand doing, oh my God. Like, so, yeah. And even, as a deckhand and, all that stuff on yachts, like I've spent months just in the engine room, like using power tools and getting dirty and ruining
enough to get
everything.
yourself in trouble, yes.
Yeah. So, so we've definitely, did you just read what he said, or did you just say that?
I pointed at it so you could see it. I'm trying to keep up with this.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm reading
sorry.
them
Yeah.
and I'm interested.
You read the
what they have to
comments.
say.
Martin says no. I can see it. It just popped up on my phone.
Hey, Martin.
So why it didn't pop up on there, but it popped up? I don't know. Martin says no. But yeah. So that's oh, and I'm a yacht broker. I should probably say that. Yeah, I was a broker for a minute on the East Coast. I briefly worked for Bavaria, briefly worked for Sunseeker, turned down some other positions as well. But now I work for Addie's Yachts out of the Florida Panhandle, and it's great. I live in Panama City and I sell boats, and I love that. So, yeah, so that's what I do now. So when it comes to talking about like the price of these boats that we're looking at and what they're worth and things like that, I have access. As a broker, we have tools. We can see the entire MLS. We can see sold boats, what they sold for the last, God, forever years. I mean, so we can track all this stuff. So when it comes to like throwing an offer on a boat like this, we definitely have insight and definitely have the knowledge and the tools and all that stuff that it takes to not just put in the offer, but to actually do the work. I know that there's work that's going to be on these boats that we're not going to know how to do. There's always going to be something where we're like, I don't know. But
I have a
hi, Jim.
I can do it. We are not getting that CT54 we looked at.
We're not getting the CT54.
I put my foot down on that.
No, that's okay.
Too much.
Well, the CT54 is not a bad boat. It needs a lot.
Nice. He's got one. He's got one. He's got an 82 54. He's
an 82.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one was an 82 or an 83 as well. Yeah. I think.
What kind of boat are you thinking of getting? She wants a leaky tiki. The leakier, the better.
Listen. Okay. Can I finish my about me thing so we can just wrap that up? So the other couple of things in the about me was I was a competitive surfer for years. Surfing is my number one. It has always been my number one in life. I know way more about surfing than I've ever known about boats. Even with my, I wouldn't even call it extensive experience on boats. I would just call it plenty of experience. But my knowledge is really surfing. But where we live right now, it's really weird. The surf sucks. So I'm not really surfing. So I'm occupying my mind with other things, which is bizarre. But anyway, yeah, surfing is my thing. And I know the ocean best in that capacity. But I have no fear. I think even if we were well off at sea and the boat sank, I'm not like a panicker. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't be panicking. I'm just saying that I'm comfortable in the ocean. I'm not like a beginner in the ocean in any way. I'm actually very comfortable. So I know a lot of people when they buy their first boat, they're like afraid of the water and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not us. Like, I am also scuba diving again. I had a problem with my ears. I had a little surfing accident and long story short, messed up my ears, couldn't dive anymore. Now I can dive again. I was a singer-songwriter for some time. I was a full-time musician for a little while. And that went really, really well until I moved out of the country. I tend to do that a lot. I was a surf coach for 12 years. Yeah, I do a lot of different things. Very artistic. Yeah, I mean, most of my life has been travel, music, and surfing, and boats and art and whatever else. But that's me in a nutshell. That's the quick version.
They're just talking, and if that was quick, Jesus Christ.
Colin Smith. I don't know Colin Smith. So you should know what you are looking at.
Like we know what the boat's worth. We know what.
No, we know. Totally.
I know exactly what it's worth. Here's the deal. Bank thinks it's worth $130,000. Well, I'm not going to say on the internet why they think it's worth $130,000. They think it's worth $130,000. It's not. It's not even close.
It can't be proven because the survey can't test any of the systems.
We weren't going to say nothing to that because we're public, Jessica, and people know names. But anyway, they think it's worth a lot more than what it's worth.
Wait. Hold on. He said which boat, and that's a good point. So hold on.
Both of them are.
Wait a minute. The last video was about the CT-54. The CT-54 we're not going to buy. That is not a bad boat. It just needs more. It needs more than we can do, and it's outside of our budget. But we wanted to go look, and we're really stoked that we went and looked at it. That boat is owned by the broker that I work under, and it is for sale. So I think he has it listed at 200,000, but that is before all of the work is done. It's listed to generate interest, but it's in the middle of the refit. So once the refit is done, it should be about 200,000. We had an option to buy it as is now for less.
A refit,
but it's
with it tore to pieces.
It's not really tore to pieces.
Hard top's cut off of it.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, to you because you don't have to put it back on.
Yeah, I mean we would.
I would have to put it back on.
We would put it back on. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Anyway, no, we're not getting the CT-54, but we did post a reel on Instagram and also a short on YouTube.
Sailing SV. You should share the pain.
Eody? Eody? Did I say that right? Eody? What kind of boat do you have? We'll look for you.
I'll fix it eventually. It will never not be a leaky tiki anymore. I'll get all the crap out of it.
See, they think we should do it.
If I got to glue a deck down to the whole thing to waterproof it too much.
Okay, let me get back to this. We did an Instagram reel and a YouTube short of another boat.
The market they dropped 20%
of another boat. And this boat, if you've only seen the last YouTube video, then you've missed it. There's another boat in that we were talking about. It's a Michelson 50. So a lot of people have seen us post this Michelson 50 now, and that's kind of been what's going on for the last day or two. That boat needs a ton of work, and there was a recent survey done on the boat.
I would straight up like right out line it. Was
what?
It Kiwi something? They got a.
What are we talking about?
People are talking to you and you're just rambling on.
Well, yeah, I'm talking.
Go ahead.
So the Michelson 50 is, there was a survey done. The survey put it at $130,000, but it's on the hard. They can't test any of the systems. It's been on the hard for almost a year, maybe a year. I don't know.
Needs new sails.
It needs new sails.
New rigging. The mast, the compression.
The mast is like sinking. So it needs like a support for the compression post, and the wood needs to be fixed, and the collar, and it needs new the canvas Dodgers shot. Well, I think we would build a hardtop anyway.
It
The
had
pilot house is reading moisture all the way around. The deck is leaking through all the fittings.
It had severe electrolysis. First time we looked at that boat, I'm talking about the prop was almost gone from electrolysis.
Yeah,
We don't know. I don't know if that's the wiring on the boat itself.
it could
I
be.
don't know that if it's wiring from the marina it was sitting at.
Well, but the shore power cord.
These
Okay, so the shore
there's
power.
no simple.
I wanted you to tell them about the shore power cord. The shore power cord
The
is
thing
like
needs to be
burnt,
rewired.
and there's another one in the boat that's also burnt. Anybody got any ideas?
Yeah, they probably some idiot tried to turn the generator and tried to do all of it at once.
Tried to turn on the generator
You
while it was
don't
connected to
know.
shore power.
There's no way to know until you get
Well,
there and start testing things.
Well, that's the point.
It could have been everything. It could be the boat's problem. It could be where they tried to plug it up.
Right.
It could be user error. We don't know until you buy the boat and go through.
Exactly. Exactly. And as a buyer, take the broker out of it. As a buyer, you can say the boat is worth whatever you want. If I can't prove that the engine runs, the generator works, the autopilot works, any of the electronics, none of them turned on, I guess, or they turned on, but some had errors and some of them didn't turn on, and we don't know why. And God, the list goes on of all the things that were not tested because
I'm not
they
offering close to that. It's not worth it.
No, because there's no proof that any of this stuff works. The 130,000 estimate is if everything works. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 45,000 is too much for that boat.
45. Well,
yeah, we're here to engage with our people.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I would offer, yeah, maybe, but then you got to think. So, if the engine doesn't run and the generator doesn't work and the autopilot doesn't work and it's not worth 45,000. And as a buyer, it's a gamble because you don't know. Boat's on the hard, can't test it. So
I'm going to offer 35,000.
No, I don't even know if I don't know. I don't know what we would offer, but
they got a $130,000 survey, and you can be tough with them all you want to. They'll just say no.
Yeah.
And then you just move on to the next boat. But we don't get it.
You probably will be seeing more of the Michelson in our upcoming videos. I don't know that we can do a full episode on it yet or not. Just some of these boats, they're difficult to access to make an episode. Sorry. Like some we can get on and we can do whatever, but especially if we have another broker that we don't know and they're showing us a boat. Like we went and we looked at a Vagabond 42 the other day, and I mean we filmed some things, but we didn't like film an episode on it because we're with another broker. So it's like that. But I think that boat's a bit too small for us, and the whole deck needs to be pulled off because it's old teak. They painted it with a 3-part epoxy, so it's got to come up.
You're right, but how long is it going to take the bank to realize that they're paying $2,000 a month for this thing to sit on a hard or whatever it is? How much?
Vagabond. He's mad at me because I'm not reading the comments because I'm talking. Okay, I guess we'll stop talking and we'll just start reading comments. I thought we were talking about what we were doing.
Well, these people are just talking. Do we just ignore them?
Why such a big boat? Let's answer the questions. You guys ask questions, we'll answer the questions because that's how it's trying to do.
Well, that's what we
Why such a big boat? So let's talk about our plan. So I've been planning on a boat, a bigger boat.
Simple answer, she wants to charter it.
Simple answer, we want to charter it. But a lot of people are asking why this kind of boat, and there's other boats out there. No, not in our price range. There really aren't. So when we find something that could work and it's the right boat and it's the right layout and everything, you kind of have to seriously consider it, because not every boat out there we can even buy because we don't even have the money to buy it. We know whatever we buy is going to be at least a small project, or it'd have to be just a damn good deal.
I doubt we'll get a turnkey boat.
No, we won't get a turnkey boat. There's no way. I mean, we don't have the budget for that. We're working with $100,000 max, and that doesn't leave us any money left over to buy a piece of property, which we wanted to do because I just sold a piece of property. We have house property, but I wanted to take that money and kind of buy a boat and buy a piece of property, but there isn't like a budget. It's just it's either we have the money or we don't. So we want something that's big enough that we can run overnight charters because we're not made of money. We aren't rich. We don't have a lot of money. So if we have a boat that big and we have our dream boat, we have to, it's got to be making money somehow because we don't have the money to just have a 50-foot toy. I mean, we don't have that kind of money.
We can't keep a 82 Volkswagen running.
No, and we have 2 Volkswagen buses.
Or I got a boat out back that still needs.
And 2 flats boats.
Yeah.
And 3 other vehicles aside from that.
To be fair for you guys, I don't know if any of y'all remember or seen the videos of the stealth being worked on. That's about to start getting worked on again because it's off season. I have time now. So get out there and work on it. So if you guys are interested, that'll be coming up.
Yeah. But the plan is, well, we don't know the exact plan, but yeah, we want something big enough to charter. We want something that we can keep long term. And I mean, when I say long term, I mean maybe like a family boat, like something that we keep for a really long time. And in order to do that, it has to be the right boat the first time. I don't want to buy like a stepping stone boat. I'd rather just buy the right boat now and then put my heart and soul in it, put my money into it, and then it's right. You've made it right. But I have always wanted a Taiwan build. I love that you guys have a Moody 46. They're so cool. Those I haven't found a Moody that I think would work for us, but they're like, oh man, they're such pretty boats.
She will not sell her VW buses where it says again good. They were inherited from her grandfather when he passed away. They aren't going anywhere. They are part of the family. She will get rid of that dog before she gets rid of them buses.
Well, that dog's a foster dog.
She'll get rid of me before she gets rid of them buses.
Well, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
She came with the buses.
Well, anyway. Okay. If the cord's burned, does it have 230 amps? Power cords usually burn from low voltage, which causes a high amperage. The electrolysis suggests a few things.
The electrolysis could be anything from a wet bilge with a ground cable laying in it and the positive still hooked up to the battery to the jackass to the boat next to you doing that. Low voltage, you're correct. But until I can get in there with a voltmeter and actually track it down, which is not my boat, so I can't. All I can do is
I bet we could.
It's all just speculation. And it's like, well, what's the worst? I want to know the worst case scenario. I want to know what this boat's going to cost to fix. And then if it didn't cost that much, that's great.
Courtney, I like your idea.
What'd Courtney say?
Buy it and offer the visitors a chance to work on it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, they would love that.
Hey.
I bet they would
surprised.
if it was an old wood boat and it was cool from turn of the century.
Listen,
but
I've traveled all over the world and I've seen some wild shit. Like people will like buy a piece of property like somewhere cool and they'll be like, I'm going to build a house and I'm going to invite tourists to come help me build it. And I'm going to charge them $3,000 a week and I'll show them how to do it. And then they can do it. No, I'm serious. And people do this. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like people pay to like go have an experience of like being hands-on and like working because they're like not sitting in a cubicle doing it. So they're happy, right?
Yeah. We are going to travel and
look
for boats. That is in the plans. We just need to get the VW going so we can take it.
If you buy the boat, just figure, hold on, wait. Oh yeah. If you buy the boat, just figure new engine, new sails, new rigging, new paint, new through holes and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
more than $100,000 if they give us the boat.
Yeah. And that's the stuff that we're anticipating doing probably on any boat.
If the boat's free,
it's just
I'll be rebuilding the engine. I will not be buying a new engine and putting it in there. I will be doing that myself. It's money tight like that. Did have a pretty decent looking generator. Had a fairly new looking generator. The old Ford Lehman. I don't know. I want to go look somewhere else. Stop looking at these boats listed and for sale in our backyard.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm still coughing. There's Sorry, I got the kennel cough. Yeah, there's other boats in other parts of the world. Like there was one in Italy. It's been for sale since 2019. I've been watching the damn thing for years. And I finally got in touch with the broker and she sent me like the most recent photos and there's significant woodwork that needs to be done now. Just since it's been up for sale, it's leaked so bad. The spars are bad. The whole I mean, it's bad. It's so bad. And I mean, I thought like God, they still want over 100,000 for this boat, and it's just been sitting for so like they're not gonna get 100,000 out of it. And I told her like, if we made an offer, it would be something around 30. Like it's it's getting pretty bad. But it's a beautiful boat, and it's gonna need a lot of work. But this is the one at the it was a Formosa 51 in Spain, an early Formosa. Um, and I haven't heard back about that. But even if we did that, it's like now we got to get it from Spain to here. Was it in Spain? No, it's Italy. I'm sorry. It was in Italy. There was another Michelson in Spain that we had looked at online. The guy decided to keep it.
I'm pretty
I don't blame
sure.
him.
I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to take to fix the boat.
The
I don't think
Michelson?
any of them, all of them
Yeah.
that we looked at.
Yeah, because they're all, I mean,
I do
any
do
Taiwan
marine
build
mechanic
is gonna.
work. I am the guy these people call to fix a boat sometimes.
None of us are rich. If you're a broker, think about backlot boats, Canaveral, Indian Down, Augustine, St. Mary's.
Well, the
See what's
problem is
no,
getting,
you're not wrong. Yeah, totally. I lived in Brevard. I lived in St. Augustine. Um, yeah, I mean, there's so many boats just sitting there that aren't even on the market that, you just walk into a marina and you're like, hey, you see, is there anything for sale in here? And then Joe Blow's like, oh, over there should probably sell his. And you're like, hey, I want to sell that. And they're like, what do you think? You know, no, I know it's crazy. And I was talking to someone else earlier about like Green Cove Springs is another like hot spot for boats like that. It's
she
crazy.
said St. Mary's. I love when you go see Jeff. Got a cousin in St. Mary's.
Yeah. And we'll definitely be doing some of that as well. But the thing is like I'm pretty picky. Like I've spent years determining exactly what I want. And it's that time. Like it's that moment in life where you're like, I'm gonna have my dream boat. And there's always like sacrifices. Like you're never gonna have it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be exactly what you wanted, but you can come damn close. And I'm at that point in life where this is it. I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna buy the dream boat.
So getting boats in other countries. I don't see that really happening because we'd have to work on a boat in another country, away from our jobs, away from the way we make our
Yeah, it's
money.
not convenient to do that.
It's not really. You go to Panama, these people have rode their boats hard and put them up wet, and they give up because they're broke down. Working for Cito, living on the Great Loop, seen that a lot. People get these boats, they take off, don't have a clue. I'm going to sail around the world, see the world for $1 a day, and they ain't got a clue. And they give up. Boat goes for sale. It's broke. Nobody wants to buy it. They can't get their money. Next thing you know, it's cheap.
That's why a lot of people go to Trinidad. People
But
get
you
down there and they're
can't-
like, all right, I don't want to sell back.
But we don't have the money to like, let's go move to another country for the next 6 months and rebuild this boat.
Yeah, no, not really.
I would like to find something in the United States. If it is in another country, that sucker better be turnkey. I can sail it back home.
There's better deals on the West Coast. There's a lot of great boats like we want that are on the West Coast. I mean,
Well,
they
we got to get
pop
them
up.
through the canal back here, ship them.
But I mean, it's like, can you ship a 51-foot Formosa, for example,
Of course you can.
across?
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
How much money does it cost?
But what
Is
is
the
that
question.
exactly? Like, what is that going to cost
It's going
us?
to cost probably 7 or 8, 10 grand to bring it around through the canal.
So it's not easy. So there's a lot of people that are saying like, don't worry, there'll be another boat. Ugh. Not really. Not necessarily because I mean, my eye has been hard on the market for the last few years. And I just now have the money in hand because my house has been up for sale this whole time and it just wasn't selling. So I kept watching because I kept thinking, I want to be ready. I want to be ready. And the minute it sells, I want to know exactly what's on the market so I can go grab the boat. And there's been great boats pop up, but I mean, even that there was a 51-foot Formosa in Wilmington, California, and I think that's the one that like sticks out in my mind when I go back and I think about like the perfect layout. And it was had the aft cabin, obviously. The forward cabin was a beautiful double berth that was like roomy, and it had like a huge desk setup. So I thought, like, even if we charter it and we like give them the aft cabin, I have a desk and we have like a nice forward cabin up here. Um, so that really would have worked for us. But even thinking back, like that boat was 125,000. Um, and it didn't have like everything, but it looked like a decent boat. Maybe they would have taken 100,000 for it, but then what? We'd be stuck trying to get it back. So the layout is like the single most important thing. Um, other than the fact that we want a Taiwan build, and we know that. But yeah, for the right boat, we're willing to put in the time and the money. It's got to be the right boat first, and the
That
right boat isn't everywhere.
that 45K, are we talking about shipping this thing across the land, or are you talking about having somebody deliver it? Because those are two different things.
Where you see this?
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm reading.
This
not
guy likes
rambling.
Ford Lehman's. Yeah.
Yeah, well, part.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, 45K is too much. So we'd be sailing it. If we found it somewhere else, we'd be delivering it. We'd go back to our delivery days. Just on our stuff.
I'm reading through all your comments. Sorry.
It's not my comments. This is your comments.
I'm talking to them. Let's see. Current 4 months ago, massed up shipping of a 50-foot boat in season 45K, Seattle to Fort Lauderdale. Massed up shipping. Wait, is that what you were just asking? Was it over land?
Yeah.
Did they answer that?
Yep.
Deck cargo.
In other words, somebody's not sailing it. They wrap it and they put it on something.
A ship?
Could be. I've heard of people trucking them across the country, but I don't know about 50 foot. I've heard them boats being on trains. I don't know.
Hi, Rosie Sales. Welcome back.
Yeah. High cost of living will drive down the prices of toys real quick.
Oh, this is Jim with the 82 CT54. Okay. Hi, Jim. Rosie Sales. Boats on the West Coast are cheap because of how much it costs to keep a boat there. Yeah, that's probably true. Deck cargo, get heavy diesel to help. Hell, in San Diego, it's over $2,000 a month for what?
That's a house payment on a huge house here.
I know. Damn. Yeah, California, man. Shit. That's crazy. I wonder if Northern California is a little cheaper, or even Oregon or Washington. I wonder, they got to be cheaper than Southern California.
I doubt they're cheaper in Florida.
No, not cheaper than Florida, maybe, but cheaper than Southern. In Trinidad, it's $1,000 on the hard for 54.
Fun. Was that a day?
No. Was for how long?
I don't know.
So, in terms of a month.
Oh, that ain't
okay.
bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's cheaper in here.
It's definitely cheaper than here.
I was about to say, I delivered a supply boat to Port of Spain, Trinidad, and they were trying their best to get it the hell out of Louisiana and down there because of how much it costs to keep it up here.
Yeah. I know the slip here to keep the boat, if we got like a 50-foot-ish boat, we'd be paying about $1,000 a month to keep it in a slip here, just for reference. I think on the hard is more, definitely, because
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more, actually.
Well, what's been quoting you? He's giving you a quote.
Those are on smaller boats, but I think I don't know.
It's still an idea.
Yeah, I think it was like $1,300 or $1,400 for like a 42-foot boat or something. I believe. Don't quote me on that.
That's what I did. Supply boat and crew boat captain. Got into it right around the oil spill time, and when they started laying everybody off, so I started taking the boats to Central and South America. So I didn't work oil field long before I was delivering the same boats I was supposed to be working in the Gulf to mainly Cartagena. Had two oil companies down there buying the hell out of boats. Took quite a few to ask the big shipyard.
But as far as our plan goes, we don't really have a plan. We don't know how. I mean, we have a lot going on for the end of the year. I mean, I've signed up for
This is the girls.
a triathlon. Hey,
Y'all are our favorite YouTubers.
These girls, Honey I Roam, for all 9 of you. God, what happened? I had so many people that were like, "See you there." Like, yeah, where are you?
They've come and they've gone.
But anyway, Honey I Roam, for all of you, they're friends of ours, and they are a beautiful lesbian couple, and they are traveling around in their truck camper, and they're
making it happen. I love watching you girls, especially when stuff breaks down and y'all fix it. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we love watching them. They're fantastic. They've been YouTubers longer than we've been YouTubers. I've been a content creator since 2006. You wouldn't know it by our YouTube channel. Actually, funny thing, just so you guys are aware, our YouTube channel, as soon as we started, so like I have a background in like some content creation, right? But like the camera, basically all of my gear, it was like started to get really dated, like really quick. And the microphone port on my camera, my DSLR, my Nikon, stopped working. We bought like $100 microphone, didn't use it yet, took it to Nicaragua in February. This is like a month after we bought the damn thing. A month after we started YouTube, and we had just bought it. And I guess the vibration of the airplane like loosened the screws. So we went to hook it up to the camera and the whole thing fell apart. And then the screws were gone because we're in the freaking jungle. So brand new microphone like fell apart. We still haven't put it back together because it doesn't matter. We can't plug it into the damn camera anyway. So we just said, screw it then. So the whole time that we were in Nicaragua, we had all this camera gear and we just used the phone to film the entire time that we were there.
That's awesome.
I did live in Nicaragua for a few years, and
that's not true. We had to GoPro, and you didn't use any of that footage because you had the old computer that wouldn't process.
Yeah, my old 2015 MacBook wasn't doing any 4K.
Well,
and
she's just got a new computer, a new camera, a bunch of lenses, a drone. Our YouTube videos are going to be getting good.
Yeah, it's going to get better, you guys. Now we have our stuff back. I can't believe we've been creating such crappy content for almost a year. It's crazy. Like, I've just been like, whatever, you guys. Here you go. Here's another shitty video.
Hey, subscribe to Honey I Roam. Accidental Sailor.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, everybody go subscribe to them. They're awesome. Awesome girls. I've known these girls since 2009, 2010, something like that. Yeah, love them. Hopefully we see them in a few days. Are we gonna see them in a few days?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still like watching them fix stuff, and I like sitting there scratching my head with Jetta. She's on TV scratching her head. I'm scratching my head.
Hal's like yelling at the TV. It's your such and such. Jetta's like, I don't know what to do. No, not actually like that, but something along those lines is what's usually going down. He's yelling at the 2010-ish. Yeah. Hal, yeah. Yeah. So they're waiting patiently to see. Okay, what's this 50-foot slip in Bahia Mar, Fort Lauderdale? Are you serious? What?
Florida's
I mean, it is Bahia Mar. I get it. I totally get it. I'm familiar, but like, dang.
I like my redneck Riviera.
Jesus.
Things are expensive down there.
That's crazy. Dang. I mean, yeah. I mean, I should know that. Like, expensive. I worked on yachts down there, and I mean, yeah, I mean, but when you think about it, it's like when I worked on yachts, even at that time, like I don't remember what we were paying now, but at the time I did. But it's like it just kind of goes like, because you're like, yeah, we're on a huge freaking yacht, so like you don't really think about it like what it was by the foot. I don't even remember. Yeah. I'm putting
We
my engine
will
back
post
together.
the refit. I promise you, I will have to do the work 3 times so we can get the proper camera angle. Take it apart, put it back together. I'm gonna kill her.
Yep. So I think our YouTube, I know our YouTube channel's been really unorganized, like totally unorganized. Like we're well aware it's been bad. It's been so bad, but
It's been organized. It's our life.
yeah, it's organized into like this is what we did this week.
Yep.
But it's in terms of like, is it a diving channel? Is it a sailing channel? Like it's an everything channel. It's a, you know what it is? It's a Florida channel. That's the way I like to look at it, is like we're just Florida people doing Florida things most of the time. We were in Nicaragua for a month. We did go out west. Well, not really out west. We just went to like, where we go? New Mexico, Arizona.
We went to Phoenix for
That's kind of
an hour.
Yeah,
we were
So
in Phoenix for 1 hour, and then we drove back
yeah,
straight through.
that was hectic. But yeah, mostly we're just Florida people, and we've been kind of documenting, some things with the buses. You guys have only seen one bus. The other one's at the mechanic right now. It's getting an engine rebuild, and I think we're just gonna swap. We're gonna pick that one up like early next month probably, and then take the other one to them.
You're supposed to call them. I told you I got
I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
dealing with me over it because
I'm gonna call them tomorrow and get the scoop on that.
He thinks I'm jacking with you.
One thing that I want to do to the 82 diesel that's out here though, before we take it, is I want to replace that little window thing there in the front. Maybe maybe you guys will see that. We want to keep, the flats boats and the Volkswagens and some diving and some surfing and that kind of stuff. We want to keep that stuff in our videos because that's us, and ultimately I know that vlogging is not a popular thing and it doesn't do that well on YouTube anymore, but we kind of don't care. Like, it's just kind of like, whatever. We're going to do it anyway. And maybe we just don't have millions of followers. Maybe we just have just enough followers. So we're happy with that. We want to do what we want to do. And, we're not trying to make a living off YouTube. I mean, that would be amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, because then we probably wouldn't be chartering our boat. We'd probably be just like gallivanting around the world. But, we are realistic. Maybe one day we have like a really good living off of YouTube, but we have a really strong history of monetary support from sponsors and with content creation and whatnot. We're coming on 20 years of sponsors and creating content for companies. So I'm sure that we will continue working with companies in YouTube, and we will make money from that and stuff like that. So whether or not it becomes like our full-time gig, I have no idea. But yeah, we're just gonna do what we want to do. So we know that you guys want to see sailboat stuff now, like loud and clear, you guys. I thank you all 11 of you. Thank you for like subscribing after this video, because I had no idea that we were gonna like hit the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Oh, it blew me away.
He's like, you're just ranting, like nobody cares about this stuff. And I was like, well, somebody does. Like, and I think even the girls had said something about like, can't wait to see your video. And I was like, it's kind of educational. Like, it's a little boring, but like the truth is, and I kept saying it. I was like, but there's a lot of information in it, and people want information, but it has to be the people that want the information for it to be interesting.
Drove over to Dolphin Island and looked at this boat that needs to be in a graveyard somewhere.
No, it doesn't. That boat is fine. How?
Oh, bullshit.
Oh,
what?
Thank you. This is our first money. We're rich. No, thank you. We love that. Thank you.
I'm giving you a heart.
He's giving you a heart.
Yeah.
Heart it. Thank you. Awesome. Like, yeah, I don't know. Thank you. That's so cool. We do have Patreon, you guys. We've had Patreon. We've had Patreon all year. We shouldn't be
announcing that yet. We don't even know what the tiers
are. It's literally in every one of our. Okay, listen though. Sorry, kennel cough. YouTube has another format that's like Patreon. And I just found it like a day or two ago when it like sent me all the things like, hey, you got 1,000 subscribers, do all this stuff. Martin says, I care. We care. We love you, Martin. But yeah, so it sent me this thing and it's like, oh, all these like tiers that you can do. It's just like Patreon. So I did set that up. It was like, it was simple. It was straightforward. So I did it. I didn't tell Hal yet. So I'm telling you now that I set that up for us.
All right.
I did it really, really simply.
This is your world. I'm just fixing it.
Thanks. But yeah. So anybody who wants to join, there's like 3 different levels. I think the first level is like swashbuckler level for like $2 a month or something. The next level is like silversmith, and I forgot what that comes with, and I forgot how much it costs. Wow, thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
We will put that towards our boat.
Yeah, we will. We need to like put this in like a separate fund, and this is like our boat money.
Well, that's you. All goes to you.
I got it. Thank you. But I forgot what I was saying. Totally. Oh yeah, and then the third level is like the gold member, and it comes with like more stuff, and I don't know. It's more expensive. I don't remember the levels or what they are or what they cost, but I set it up and I was like, yeah, honestly, like we hit the 1,000 mark for subscribers at like 10 something at night. And the girls, Honey, I Roam, were like the first ones to be like, yeah. And I was like, yes, he was asleep. I'm like laying in our bed, like, we did it. And it was like me and the girls just like, yeah. And that was it. And, it like gave me the options and I like set it up immediately. So I was like half asleep when I did it. So I really don't know. But yeah, you can. What now?
1,000 people.
1,000 people give 25,000. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. So like if all of you give me $25 right now, we can go buy a much better boat.
Don't. I'm not going to ever ask anybody for money, so I go sell around the world. No, I'll work.
We're not,
my buddy.
We're appreciate. Not. But let's be real, like.
But I ain't asking for it.
No, but I mean, there's tools on here for that, and people are generous, obviously, and we appreciate it like more than you guys know. You have no idea how much we appreciate it. And these like monthly subscriptions. I mean, when you think about it, let me just say this. I just spent almost $8,000 in camera gear, you guys. Not just camera gear. Like all my stuff was just really dated. It's not like we didn't already have it. It's just, like I said, like the microphone port, my damn Nikon had stopped working. The microphone fell apart. It can be put back together.
She was doing all this on an iPhone 6. And like the old white MacBook.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
It was loud, sounded like an airplane turned off when it turned on.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was a 2015 MacBook Pro, and it was the third 2015 MacBook Pro because they kept failing.
That's why it was so hard for us to film.
I had an Elmo, but it was stolen. No. So I really needed to upgrade my laptop. It was time for a new camera, and I went mirrorless. Eek. It's a thing I've been thinking about for many years, and I just said, screw it, let's just do it. So I went mirrorless. If you don't like mirrorless, please don't tell me that. Just keep that to yourself, because I don't love like new technology and all that stuff. I really don't like it. So this was a big step for me to go with a mirrorless camera. And I just went ahead and bought new lenses. So I bought like 3 new lenses. That's, that covers me for a while. And bought a drone, returned the drone, bought a different drone because the drone I wanted is not gonna do what we need it to do.
She got a camera that looked like it was 50 years old, but it's not the latest, greatest technology.
No, it's the Nikon ZFC. And it's like an entry-level mirrorless camera. It's like $1,000. It's a good camera though. It's literally, it's everything we want. And I don't want like super expensive camera gear because like you see where I take my stuff. Like it goes to the beach, it gets in the rain. like, I mean, I don't let it get like wet, but like, I don't hesitate. Like, if I want to do a photo shoot, like out in the waves, I'm like holding this thing like low perspective and it's like getting splashed a little bit and
We have
stuff.
GoPros
I don't
for
want to
that.
worry about it. No.
They're getting better. They got a new one.
I like having gear that can be replaced or that's just old enough or just cheap enough that like if something went wrong, it's not like the end of the world. And you know, my older Nikon has been perfect for that because I put that thing in situations that like it probably shouldn't be in. But like that's how you get cool photos. And I have no regrets. I know I'm kind of I take care of my gear, but just the nature of what we do with it constantly, like even just traveling, backpacking, whatever, being on the beach, being in the elements, outside, salt air, even is like so hard on this stuff. I don't want anything any nicer than what I have. What I have is perfect. I've always gone with just entry level stuff. It's been more than enough to literally have a basically a career in photography and videography, which is what I've spent years doing, like kind of as a side hustle. But like I've done well with that in the last 20 years, whatever it's been. Okay, back to your comments. I love seeing folks making things happen and enjoying life. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to make it happen. We really are. That was before the $25,000 that we were supposed to be getting off everybody. Um, take a vacation to Panama, Bocas del Toro, and Linton Bay area. Boats galore. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, no, I would really like to sail down to Panama. I almost moved to Bocas del Toro to coach at a surf camp down there, and I ended up not taking the job. But yeah, we'll get there. But I don't know if we would just fly there to look at boats though, because it's too risky. I mean, it'd have to be in the MLS for us to do that. Any travel that we do is going to eat into our boat budget, so it's hard enough already. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to play our cards right. You can do what Atticus did and have a boat fund. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what like that's. I mean, yeah, that's what we'd like to do with the money is just keep it and have a boat fund. But who's to say like in 3 years, let's say I was gonna say 5, but I wanted to be a little more positive and say 3. But in 3 years, if we're like doing really, really well and we're like making a living off YouTube, it would be really nice if we could just say, okay, it's not really a boat fund anymore. You're kind of just like funding us to do this because at that point it's like we would just go full time into YouTubing and it would just be our like life / boat fund. So I don't want to like it can still be our boat fund right now. And it is. So yeah, it's our boat fund. What else we got? You read some comments.
I was reading all kinds of comments. You took over. I've read them. We're pretty much caught up.
They went from a $5,000 boat to a $230,000 boat in a few months.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not asking.
How?
They ask people for money.
Oh.
To buy a boat, and I'm not doing that. I'm too proud. I'm sorry.
Well, I understand that, but like also to say like, oh, we have Patreon, that's not like asking for. I mean, it is kind of, but it's a service. It is a service.
If you have a Patreon and people subscribe, that's no different than like paying for HBO. That's right, fine. I'm putting out content.
Service. I mean, it's like a bullshit service. Like what? You just get to see more of us. Woo, sorry.
Well, some people enjoy that.
But yeah, exactly. Like some people, that's what they want. So it's like, okay, well.
YouTube's TV now.
And it is more work for us. Like if we have to do like live sessions with our certain people or whatever, like it does. I mean, it's not that we wouldn't enjoy it. I mean, we're doing it right now. We're enjoying it. So it's not like we wouldn't enjoy it, but it does take time out of our day. And, you know, we can't like make plans on that specific night and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's a service that you would pay for if you were going to pay for Patreon or the YouTube subscriptions. What kind of camera? The Nikon ZFC mirrorless is what I got with three lenses, which You know, I love like my stock lens, obviously just for basic. And then I have to have a zoom lens. My old one was, you know, a 300. This one's, you know, up to 250. It's like a 70 to 2 or 50 to 250. I haven't pulled it out yet. I haven't used it. I haven't had to use it yet. I just got all this stuff. So, and then I have to have a fixed lens, like a portrait lens, a prime that I can't live without that. That's like my main thing. So, yeah. And DJI, what the Avida is the first one that we got, the Avida drone, because it's like a first person view, like the goggles, and you have little things you like fly around it, like the drone
Yeah, you
moves
could
like with
wreck
your
it.
head. Huh?
That's why you wanted to get it. You can wreck it.
It like bounces off stuff and it like survives.
Yeah.
But turns out like you can't film yourself. Like if you want to like walk down the beach and not look like you're droning with goggles and things, like you can't just set it down and be like, okay, film us walking down the beach. You have to have like the Mini 3 Pro or the Mini 4 Pro, and they just came out with the Mini 4 Pro, I guess. So we just bought the Mini 4 Pro with no goggles. Which I'm really sad about, but it'll do the job that we want it to do. So Hal said I should have just kept the other drone, the Avida, and just had both drones, but that would be like $3,000 worth of drones. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Not after all the money that I just spent. No. But we're committed. My point there was we're committed. Like, we're doing something. Because, I mean, granted, like, I have to have a camera and I have to have a computer. So it was time anyway. But, yeah. It's a hard button to push, man. I'm telling you. You like order. Okay. And the salt water and air is hard on cameras. Yeah, it totally is. That's why I don't want anything too expensive because, God forbid. I mean, I've had DSLRs since 2010 was my first DSLR, and luckily, I've been really fortunate not to destroy any of my cameras, which is absolutely amazing considering what all I do with them. But yeah, you never know. You really never know. But they've all survived like a lot of salt air. A lot of salt air. Even in third world countries and in situations where there was no AC, there's no climate control and stuff like that. They do fine. So I went from Sony to Nikon. I loved my Sony. And I've been Nikon ever since. And yeah, they've been good. And I don't get like the water, not water, the more expensive ones are like I forget what they call it. They're like sealed for protection from the elements or whatever. Like none of mine are, and they're fine. They've all been fine. So, where are we? I love your music.
Jonathan.
Thank you. It's all old now. I will try to make more music in the future, and it'll all be new. But right now, everything that's out there is pretty old. Stanley Vessel Aote says we love the Z series cameras. I have a few. A fun thing, a YouTube channel. Wait, what? Sorry, it's like kind of far away. A fun thing, a YouTube channel gave my sons an Insta360, and another YouTube channel gave his son a cat. Yeah, we want the Insta360, and that was one of the things that we were gonna buy with the money that I just spent. Was the Insta360, and we didn't order it. We were supposed to do that. We might have to get that. Yeah, we'll probably be getting the Insta360 too. Patreon is a tip jar. Well, exactly. There are levels on there though. I set them up where there's like a monthly commitment thing or something.
And that's a monthly subscription.
Yeah, and YouTube does the same thing now.
Buying HBO.
We could really do away with Patreon and just streamline it all into the YouTube thing, but I don't know if YouTube takes a cut of that. I have no idea.
Well, here's the problem. If people don't have their cards and stuff redeemed with YouTube, Patreon, you set it all up.
Yeah.
I don't have no kind of card or anything set up with YouTube.
I don't know if they can hear you talking. Can you guys hear him? He's mumbling. He's like out of the conversation now.
Oh, no.
You lose interest really quick.
Well, you're telling everybody about all this stuff.
I'm reading the comments. This is what you wanted me to do. You can sell merchandise, t-shirts. Yeah. We will be getting on that. I said that we would do all that stuff when we hit 1,000 subscribers, but we just did it so fast. I mean, literally, like, literally a week ago. No, a little over a week ago. When we filmed that video, I was saying there's no way that we're gonna hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And it was like, boom. Thanks. So yeah, so we were really unprepared, to be honest with you. But we had said before that we would do like merchandise and stuff like that when we were nearing 1,000, and we would come in with a bang and all this stuff. But we had no idea that it was gonna happen. Like,
it happened overnight.
Yeah, it literally, like, yeah.
We had 600 followers, and then we went to bed the next night, and 30 minutes after I got in bed, we were monetized. It was crazy.
Well, we were almost monetized when you got in bed. I was like, I'm not going to sleep. It's happening. It was like 10:06 or something, I think, and it was like, boom. But yeah, I mean, it happened. It happened in like a day or 2 days or whatever it was. I don't know. Wednesday. I think it was the 18th. So I think it was like Wednesday. And the video went out on Sunday. And it didn't take off until Monday, which is what the last one that went viral did. It was up for like a day or two. The other one, we had like 25,000 views. And it was like the first day and a half was like nothing. And then it just took off. And that's what this one did. We didn't get 25,000 views, but it did well enough. We got a lot of followers off of it.
Yeah, they said YouTube takes a cut. So does Honey Wrong. Girls say, 2 people said they take a cut if you try to streamline it. So Patreon, you probably get all your money.
No, I think Patreon probably takes a cut too. Otherwise, how do they exist?
Ads.
They would do live shows once a month and would make 5,000 to 10,000 a show.
They were asking for money to buy a boat. I don't care if they're making $1 million a show.
What? Oh, wow. What the hell?
I'm not doing that.
Oh, the girls have the Mini 3 and they freaking love it. They said, I just ordered today. I sent the other one back, yesterday, I think it was. And they just came out with the Mini 4. So I was like, well, I guess I'll get the Mini 4. I really thought about getting the Mini 3 because the Mini 3, we're talking about the DJI drone, the Mini 3. That one, you can still connect it with the goggles and the thingies. The Mini 4, you can't. But when I watched the video of the difference between the two cameras, the Mini 4 looks so much better than the Mini 3 in low light situations, like sunset and stuff like that, that I was like, I don't know, that's quite a bit better, but you can't do the goggles. So I was really torn. I almost went with the Mini 3. So we got the Mini 4. But I figure if we really want the goggles, we'll just suck it up and order the other drone. I mean, at the end of the day, it's only like $1,300. So, I mean, what's another 1,000?
Money ain't worth nothing anymore anyway.
I know, whatever. Super easy to fly and control. Yeah, I think it's money well invested too, because it really takes your videos to the next level when you can like come in with like a nice drone shot or something, especially if you're in like a beautiful place, like all that stuff at like Mill Pond and all that stuff. It's like some of these places that we've filmed, it's like you can't capture it fully unless you have a drone. You can like go in.
You can't capture it with the drone.
I know. Some of these
all
places,
that drone footage I've seen of these places, it's not that great. It's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Mill Pond is one of those places that's that place is amazing. And yeah, I felt like the video kind of captures it. Like you get a taste of it, but it's not like being there. It's just you can't, there's nothing like being in the place, but that's the point of YouTubing and getting the drone and getting the good camera is like to try to get the viewer as close to reality, I guess you could say, like to feel like they're actually there and to like actually capture the beauty of the place. And when you're filming with an iPhone, you're not capturing shit. I mean, we did a little bit, but not really. They would have a drinking word. What? A drinking word And every time you hear it, you would take a drink. And before you know it, people was giving like $100. What? Are you reading this?
Mhm.
Drinking games in the damn YouTube chat? All right, here we go. Everybody go get your drinks. We're gonna play a drinking game. What? Really?
I'll tell you about it later
Do you know about this?
Yeah.
How do you know about this?
because I don't live under a rock.
Who are we talking about, the Atticus people again? Really? Is that the
Look,
Yeah, okay, I know who they are.
people will do all kinds of things for money, and don't make them right. Don't make them wrong. You cannot be right, not be wrong, and still not
I
be
mean,
happy.
technically, if you're playing a drinking game, you're kind of like
Yep.
it's like free game. It's like
No, it's not. That's illegal. It's called.
oh,
It's illegal to get somebody drunk to get them to give you money. It's called fraud.
that's a drinking game though.
Yeah. Depends on what your intentions are.
To get a boat. That was their intention.
This isn't right. I'm not gonna
No,
do it.
I'm just saying, like, is it really illegal if it's a game?
Yes.
I'm just curious, like
It's
genuinely,
fraud. If somebody wanted to push it, one of the people to give them $100 wanted to push it, they
to like sue them for their $100
yes,
bill
they
back.
would lose so fast.
Anyway, so yeah, we just have
That's a
Patreon
class.
and this whatever. We're not like, hey, give us money, but yeah, if you want to like leave tips and do the subscriptions and that stuff, we love you for it. Yeah, we do. And it will go into a boat fund. So, but yeah,
Yes.
it's like we're not gonna be like, can everybody give us money? No, that's not really our style. Yes, camera gear does get very expensive very quickly. Yeah, I think YouTube takes a huge cut. What do you mean by huge? Okay, getting followers so quickly is a nice problem to have. Yeah, you know what? It is. Because we're not that spoiled. So we were really, really excited to see. I mean, I can tell you, look, since we posted that video, we have,
Why's your phone always dead?
I don't know, because I use it.
Mine's never dead.
Hold on. I was going to tell you how many subscribers we've gotten off that video since Sunday in a week. I thought it was higher than that. 316 subscribers. I thought it said like 300 and something else earlier.
It did. I don't know. I don't know.
No,
You
it must
got
have. No,
you
it's
got
probably
control of all that stuff. I don't exactly know.
Well,
how it
I've got
works.
the app that like tells you what's going on.
Well, it's your account.
I was probably reading that other. I don't know. I get lost. Oh, I was reading that. See, because that's last 28 days. That's what I was reading. Okay, so last 28 days we've got 384 new subscribers, but 300 and whatever teen. That's how slow we are, right? Most of those are just in the last week from this video. So, yeah, it happened. It happened really fast. I'm not expecting us to continue forward with that much luck, to be honest. But yeah. What else we got in the comments? YouTube lock-in selling membership is about keeping people on the YouTube platform. Yeah. Patreon allows content diversification, like music downloads or even videos on the Patreon platform. Yeah. Cool. Good luck on your boat search. Gotta go to bed. Work on the boat in the morning. Oh, hey. Okay, everybody. I'm so sorry. I didn't even mention this. Accidental Sailing Girl or Accidental Sailor Girl. Sorry, I'm messing it all up. She also has a YouTube channel and they have a beautiful wooden boat called Norna, and it is also for sale. Are you still here? I hope you're still here. I'm sorry. But yeah, wow. We've been watching Norna for a while, like a while now. And yeah, that boat is incredible. It's absolutely gorgeous. And her Instagram feed, they document a lot of what they do, and um a lot of the work that they've done on wooden boats. And they just recently did a canoe. And they did and I don't know that much about this. Good. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Um, they just did, yeah, what do you call it? The canvas wrap canoe thing. I've been watching it in their Instagram. But yeah, man, they're doing some really cool stuff. So definitely get over to the Accidental Sailing Girl channel and subscribe. They've got some really cool stuff going on. If you're into old boats and you're into wooden boats and you're into um yeah, any of that, they're where it's at. They're real deal. They're fine sailors, and we're not. They're real deal. So I hope that she's still in here. I know she said goodbye, but YouTube cut is 30%. Oh man, that's a lot. That's a lot. Dang. I want to start we need to make our own. Be like, this is our PayPal. You just do this and we keep track and you get this. I don't know. Yeah, maybe tips. If it's a tip, send it to
Venmo.
SirenWilliams@yahoo.com.
No. Jesus, Jessica.
I mean,
you have a job.
I do have a job.
Work, earn your money. Don't ask for it.
I didn't. I just said tips. Okay. That book from the video could be yours. I know a guy. Classic sailing yachts. Oh, hey! Sorry, I'm still coughing. Seth's in here.
Oh, hey, Seth.
Yeah. Yeah, Seth, are you talking about the CT54? Because we've I feel like we're all getting so confused now because we talked so much about the CT54, and then we had the reel of the Michelson, but we haven't done a video on any other boats yet. So yeah, what boats do you guys want to see? And maybe we can find these boats and go track them down and just do walkthrough videos. Yeah, the CT54. I like that boat. And Hal likes that boat. It's that one I don't think is the right layout. I know the one that we looked at in St. Augustine. I felt the same on that boat. I just felt like it wasn't like the perfect layout for us for a long-term boat.
For her. Because I love the CT.
Yes, but it's a 54-foot boat. We're gonna do this again.
The one.
I don't think it's ideal for charters. This dog is getting annoyed with us. He's like, "You guys gonna argue about this again?"
Yep. He needs attention. He needs to go outside.
So, sorry, Seth. We're running out of things to say because we've been at this for an hour and a half. Yep. Hal's gone now. And we're down to he's leaving the building. So
I gotta take Bentley.
But yeah, our verdict on the CT54 was basically that it's well, first of all, it's more than I think we can take on at the price, and I think that our total budget is like we have to try to stay under 100,000 whatever we do, and we know that that's asking a lot. We know that's asking a lot. Most of the boats that we've seen that we thought were probably really good finds over the last few years of like really watching the market. Most of the boats on the cheaper end that were exactly what we wanted were around the $125,000 mark. But when my house sold for a whole lot less than we listed it at, the budget kept just like dropping and dropping. So I think we have to shrink our budget down a little bit, and ideally we wanted to split that money between a piece of property and a boat, which is really asking a lot. But Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. We don't really have a solid plan, and I think that's probably the best thing is to not have a really solid plan because it means that we're kind of flexible either way. Like if we got an $85,000 boat that was like pretty ready to go and we only have to do, another 10 grand worth of things, which is like totally unrealistic. I'm aware. Um, and then we bought like a little $5,000 piece of property just so that we have something other than what we currently have. Um, are you going to come back into this? Okay. Uh, then we can do that. We can totally do that. It'd be great if we could find, a $20,000 piece of property and put like something on it so we can put our things on it, rent out this house and buy a $50,000 boat and it just be like the dream. But that's not going to happen. For what we want and to be able to monetize it, make money, it's got to be a nice bigger boat. And it's like it's that game of like, okay, if we buy the bigger boat that costs more money, we can make more money with it. But if you buy the little boat, now it's toy. At that point, it's like we can't afford a big toy. So
You got too many toys.
yeah, we got a lot of toys, and a lot of them are broken down. Uh, Between both of the Volkswagen buses, getting going again. They were going just a few years ago, but like old houses, like old boats, like if they sit, it's over. And that's the way that my house did. I had a 1915 historic home. Obviously, like I like old things and I like my wood, and I've talked myself out of a wooden boat because I know that's ridiculous. Um, but I had my wooden house and it was wonderful. I loved my house and we've sold that now. So yeah, I'm trading it for a better can of worms. I don't know if it'll be better, but hopefully. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the plan. We want to be able to do overnight charters. We don't know. Sorry, where do you guys live? It says we live in Panama City, Florida. Hal is a fishing guide here. I'm a yacht broker here, and this is what we're doing right now. Ideally, we don't want to be in Panama City. I am from a small town nearby originally, but I've lived all over the world since then. I haven't really stopped moving ever. And this is like a record for me. I've been here for almost 3 years in Panama City, and I like to go. I like to go. I like to move. And you know, it's fine. It's fine. I love my job. Thank you, Seth. I love my job. Um, and I think that that'll be something that I continue to do and maybe carry with me to the next place. But the question is, where's the next place? And how feasible is it to be a yacht broker in that place? Like I've been talking about Puerto Rico for many years. Went down, looked at property in 2017, and we're talking about it again. And yeah, it's a question of like, can we have a boat and a piece of property in Puerto Rico? I don't know. And then the question is, yeah, I could probably be a broker in Puerto Rico, but how do you get the foot in the door? Like, how do I get into these marinas? The only way to do that, well, I don't know. We don't know yet. Most of my experience in Puerto Rico is on the West Coast.
Shaking babies.
Shaking babies?
Yeah, kissing hands and shaking babies.
Okay. What's that mean? I don't ever understand. So yeah. Logistically speaking, we don't know. We have no idea. There's a sailing couple on YouTube that just bought property in Puerto Rico.
I like watching them.
Yeah, Hal loves them. What are they called?
I'm waiting.
GBU, sailing GBU. Yeah, we
got
know
off work and I
was so irked when they bought property down. I was like, no, now they're doing everything I was trying to do. But that good for them. They have a beautiful piece of property down there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm super jealous of their property. They've got
I think we looked at
a
that property a
gorgeous.
year or so back.
I am not so sure that they didn't buy the piece of property that we were looking at like early last year. It was like 4 acres and it backed up to like the national forest there. And we were like, oh, we should go down and look at it. And I asked my friend who lives in the same town, I was like, do you know about this property? And he's like, yeah, yeah, it's like up the mountain, da da da. Um, and I don't know if there being like a stream or water like that on it. But it was super wooded and you couldn't see anyway. And like the photos didn't show anything, but we could tell by where it was that sorry, there's a dog right here. So I'm not just doing weird stuff. But yeah. Yeah, here it is. Bentley, why don't you come up here and say hi? Come say hi. Yeah, this is Bentley. This is our foster dog. Yeah. He's been terrible today. He's been really bad today. Like really bad. Really bad. This is his worst day ever with it. Why are you handing me your paw a bunch? Yeah, we love him, but we're trying not to keep him because that would ruin all of our plans, but we really love him, so. But he's supposed to be going to Maine, so but yeah, we aren't sure whether or not they actually bought the piece of property that we really wanted. I don't know. I have no idea. Probably because did their property back up against the national forest?
Yep.
Yeah, there was only one last year that did that. I'm pretty sure.
But, yeah, I'm actually been waiting ever since I got off work to eat dinner and her to get done with her show, so I could watch DBU today.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't plan that out for you.
She didn't.
But yeah, I don't know. We've been talking for over an hour and a half, and I feel like we're just kind of rattling on about nothing now. And we're down to 7 people. Does anybody have any questions? Nobody has questions. Can somebody just type a question for us?
There's a question.
How many boats have you looked at? Oh God.
4 or 5.
Well, I'm not going to say in total, but let's just look at like since we've had the money in hand, this go round because I've looked at a lot of boats in the past. But yeah, recently, we looked at the CT-54. We looked at a Vagabond 42. I think that boat is probably not going to work for us for a few reasons. We've looked at a Michelson 50, and that's kind of it, right? Since just lately, yeah.
No.
And now there's
we
some
want
others.
a monohull.
Yeah, monohull. Taiwan build. I really don't think I'm gonna go outside of a Taiwan build unless it's a Colin Archer, because I told you guys earlier I've got a little history on Colin Archer. So I worked on the RS-40, it's 1925. It's a wooden boat in the Frith device. I worked on that boat, sailed up the eastern seaboard, and worked on that boat in England. Did a lot of work on that. But are we looking for boats on the West Coast? Yeah, we're open to boats on the. I feel like you joined this party late. We went through all this already. The
problem's getting them back over here.
Yeah, the problem is getting it back, and I know that there are more boats, more similar to what we want at lower prices on the West Coast. But when you factor in getting it back, it's like, I mean, it could literally take all of our budget to do that.
You pushed me out, you and Bentley.
No, you're fine for coming in late. Thanks for being here. What happened to the chat chart? There's a big heart right over like the bottom comment, so like you can't see half of it. What does it say on there? Oh, charter.
She got a
Wow,
job.
it cuts off a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, she got a job. She don't want to run the boat no more.
That's not true. So. But no, the plan earlier this year was to get the second boat running, and I was going to run fishing charters on that. But then I ended up doing the broker thing instead. And we just ran with that because I'm probably happier doing that. I'm not a professional fisherman anyway. I'm not saying that I couldn't have learned very quickly and done it. I think
Everybody
that
else just goes to it. You might as well too.
I think I'm well rounded enough that I probably could have.
We don't know. She just doesn't do anything with that captain's license money.
So but yeah, so I took the broker job instead, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, we're good. Chartering chartering whatever boat we get. I have no idea. I have no idea how that will fit with brokering. I'm kind of hoping that it's one of those things where I can be a broker and still go run overnight charters. Maybe if they're, three night charters or something, it's not that big of a deal to walk away for 3 days if you don't have anything serious lined up. Um, so maybe that's possible. It's kind of something oh my gosh. It's something that we're kind of playing by ear.
No, we hadn't looked at cats. We're not looking at cats. We want old school Taiwan build leaky tikis.
And that's been the plan for like many years.
That's what she wants. So
yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I've been like kind of narrowing down the perfect boat over the last I want to say like 20 years. But yeah, it's never really been something that I could do. That's not entirely true. I did have a little sailboat at one point, but having like a big nice boat, like the dream boat, wasn't really an option for a long time. I definitely can't maintain the whole boat by myself. I didn't have enough money to do that. I didn't have the know-how to do that. I mean, I'm pretty handy, honestly. Like, I'm pretty good at figuring things out. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm pretty savvy with like being able to look at something and being like, okay, it works like this. So if I do this, it's going to do this. But I mean, like, I can fix the toilet, not like the engine,
We're not, the charter boats are cheaper. We're not looking to charter like your traditional charter boat catamaran thing. We're doing, it's going to be different.
It's going to be different. But you know what? Like, in all of this, like, since we posted that video and even in our social media, I've had like multiple people. Well, first of all, I'll say I've had multiple people say, you can't do that. Like, you can't charter a leaky tiki.
Yeah, you can.
I've had other people that have said, well, we own one and we do charter it. So yes, you can. I've had other people say, well, we've paid to charter them. So yeah, you can. And yeah, people, there's like a hole in the market for that. I think, I don't know if it's a very big hole, but I feel like there's room for that. Sorry, you guys.
I do not think, now Seth will probably argue with me if he's still in here. I do not think the boat flipping is, you can't pay people and flip boats. And if you're going to work on a boat and fix it to flip it, you've got to do it right. Boats are not cheap. Nothing about a boat is cheap. Car wiring is a quarter of what boat wiring costs. Not to mention butt connectors. It's
yeah.
I mean, just to do a connection of 2 wires on a boat, that is a heat shrink butt connector with a piece of dielectric grease in there. And then you turn around, and after you put that together, you have to slide over another piece of marine grade heat shrink. And that gets you 10 years. That's it, max. I don't see much money in it unless you just get a steel and can do it for yourself.
I've thought about flipping boats.
Seth put it perfect. How to make $1 million flipping boats. Start with $5 million.
Yeah.
It costs a fortune. That 2 flats boats probably combined value was $40,000, and I promise you, I put that into those boats every 3 years. Like, boats are not cheap. They're not houses. They are holes in water, but they are fun, and we love them. So we continue to throw money at them.
Well, that's the reason why if we get a boat like we actually want, which would be in the 50-foot range, it has to be making money. I don't think that we could afford it if it wasn't making money. I mean, maybe we could for a little while, but we can't be like, oh, we're going to have this 51-foot Formosa for the next 30 years. And we're just going to fork over $1,000 a month for it to sit there and we just take it out sailing every once in a while.
No, that's how boats sink.
That's not us. Like it has to be. We have to be all in. I mean, we would probably most likely be renting this house out, and we'd probably be living on the boat.
Yeah.
Maybe
could
not at
probably
first,
get
maybe not
more.
for a while, but I mean,
I could get more
we'd
out
be
of the
very
house a
attentive to it.
month than slip payments. So I'd be in a positive there.
Right.
Especially
So that would make
I got
it
a buddy
doable.
that owns 2 marinas.
That doesn't really help with price, but it definitely could potentially maybe help with getting a slip, because there aren't very many slips. That's another problem here in Florida. Like
Oh, I was just messing with your
we've had so many hurricanes like around Florida that it's like the boats are kind of like shifting around Florida, and
Yeah,
bigger
I think a
slips
bunch
are
of
like
boats sank in that last hurricane too. I've been reading a lot about a bunch of boats down there that are no longer on the market. These boats ain't making no more.
yeah.
I know a guy.
Yep.
We're basically, we know what we want. We're going to wait until it happens.
Any choilies? I haven't been looking at choilies lately. I've definitely looked at my share of choilies, but not lately. I think we've been so set on just having a specific everything that we've really, we've really been looking just at the things that we know that we want. And not, I mean, I say that, but like I've definitely looked outside of it. It's just, nothing's really sparking my interest. I'm waiting for like some other boat to just roll up on the MLS and be like, oh, but so far, no. Yeah, I mean, we both really like the Formosa 51, Vagabond 47. Those are both, William Garden designs, and I like my William Garden designs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those would be ideal. But like I said, like we're open, maybe to like a steel hull Colin Archer or something like that too, if it's built out right. And I like the wood.
Well,
That there's probably something wrong with me there, but like I'm like a weirdo. Like if I'm not like surrounded by wood, I feel like really uncomfortable.
as far
I
as
bought like a
selling
wooden house because
everything,
I was like, okay,
well, all houses are wood.
not completely.
This one is.
I'm fine here.
Okay. Most houses are completely wood. Selling everything, we don't own enough assets. We own enough assets where if we sold everything we had, we could get a boat and travel for 3 months.
That's not true. We have more than that.
And I'm not selling my boats. She's not selling her VWs, and we got to have places.
No, here's what we have. I'll lay it out for you. I had a house. I just sold it. That's where this money's coming from. Hal has his house. We'll probably keep it so we have some kind of property. Probably rent it out. I have 2 old Volkswagen buses that were my grandpa's. I really wanted, like 20 something years ago, I really wanted like a Volkswagen bus. And my grandpa was like, you can't have that. And then he went out and bought 5 of them. And he used 3 for parts, and he fixed up 2. And he kept 2 until he died in 2015. And then in 2015, they were mine. And he always told me, they'll be yours. You will get them. So these are my buses. And even though I don't feel like I need to own a Volkswagen bus right now, they're like family heirlooms. I can't get rid of them. I'm not ready to get rid of them yet. I'm not going to get rid of them yet. They're not that bad. They're expensive. Now they've been sitting for a couple of years, and there's a 73 getting an engine rebuild. It's a Type 2. It's a Combi. It's getting her engine rebuild right now, and I have an 82 diesel. It's like the rare diesel. They only made those for 2 years, and they're greatly underpowered. I have one, and it needs some work. So I think we're gonna do a switcheroo and go pick up one and drop off the other.
Long story short, we have assets, so we need property.
Oh, that's
for
what
them
we're
to sit
talking about.
on.
Yeah. Okay.
The Formosa 51 is that sailing Miss Lone Star. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
That is the Captain Ron boat.
That's
if you ever saw the movie
girl.
Captain Ron, that's a 51-foot Formosa. The sad girl.
I can't. Yeah, that's a sad girl.
Yeah, I don't know if she's got a 51-foot Formosa. I didn't.
No, she does. Long. She does. She definitely does.
Well, anyway, it's the Captain Ron boat. If you haven't seen Captain Ron, Watch Captain Ron.
That's true. It is a Captain Ron
51
boat.
foot Formosa. That's my dream boat.
That's your dream boat. You told me yesterday, and I died a little bit inside. You told me yesterday that your dream boat was a Hunter.
That's not what I said.
That is exactly what
told
you said.
you
I will
what
never
I would-
forget those words.
That's not what I said.
I almost disowned
I'm
you,
not
like right
having
in the
it.
moment.
All right. Anyway,
He said that.
because I don't want all these problems. I've actually owned 50 billion 11 boats. I had a boat rental company. I know what it takes to keep them afloat and keep them on the water. And
Is the Wanderer available again? Because I checked. I have a friend who like knew the people who bought it, and I don't know.
There's
and
like
then it got
5 of
resold.
them.
No, the Wanderer though.
There's like 5 of them.
No, the one in Kima.
You did.
Yeah. Is it up for sale again? It's probably
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was available last year.
For
How much?
much?
How much, Seth?
You
Where's
can
it at?
just
Is it in
text me if
Texas?
you don't want if you don't want it
Is it in
public. My
Texas?
phone is right here. I
I
have a
will go to
feeling.
Texas tomorrow and buy that boat. I will drag it back with my flats
Really?
boat.
It'd be really funny to have the actual Captain Ron boat.
Really
I
funny.
mean,
That's a dream. God,
no, I don't
it
need
would
the
sink.
actual.
Look,
I
this
don't
boat,
want a 51-foot Formosa because it's the Captain Ron boat. It just
10
happens to be. But
well,
it would be cool. It would be cool to have the
well,
actual boat.
Good for you. You didn't watch TV and movies growing up.
I actually
so,
didn't watch that movie until like last year.
Yeah.
It's a good movie though.
All right. We've been on this thing. It's 10 o'clock.
They're still engaged with our arguments.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have any information on that, I will drive to Kima. Yeah, probably tomorrow. I don't have anything on my schedule this week.
I do.
Everybody keeps calling and saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna call you back and let you know what day we're gonna be there." Okay. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Keep watching. We'll argue more.
Yeah, give us something else to argue about. Watch us go.
You want to go to Waffle House?
No, I don't want to go to Waffle House.
I'm going to Waffle
I'm
House.
not going to Waffle. Golly.
Which was Chevis one?
What is Chevis? Explain yourself. Do you know Christmas?
Oh,
Was
Chris
it-
Mills was an extra in Captain Ron.
Oh, that's right. I remember him saying that. He was on the dock in Fajardo, wasn't he? When they pulled in. You know when he
Yeah.
pulls in all gnarly? Deep dish.
Both. Depends. I like them both.
But then again, I just realized that like New York style pizza is like the real big ones that are like real thin. They're kind of sweet. I just realized that like I'm actually like a fan of.
Captain Ron, baby. That's how I dock my boat, Seth. Every day I come in like Captain Ron.
Yeah, I actually don't. With his
That's
boats.
why that's why that part of that movie's like one of my favorites, because he actually that's legit docking a boat.
I've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas. Have you?
Both. It's Halloween and Die Hard is the best Christmas movie of all time.
I saw it before you took it away. Anyway,
What
it
is
said
it?
it said way. I don't know what it meant, but no, I've never seen. Yeah, I figured that's what what you were trying to get
I
at.
hadn't seen Nightmare Before Christmas since it come out many years ago.
Okay, I was gonna say like, wow, okay, because he's seen all the movies and like I didn't really watch movies until I like moved in here. I'm just not a. I don't know. I just
She couldn't pick Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt out of a lineup.
nope. I learned what Brad Pitt looked like in 2020 when I was on the farm in California.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls were like, "You're gonna watch this movie," and it was the one where like I don't even remember the storyline, to be honest. It was really old. It wasn't A River Runs Through It. It was one of the other old ones, and they were like, "This is gonna be your first Brad Pitt movie," and I was like, "That's Brad Pitt, okay." Yeah, I'm really, I don't know. I'm some kind of cave creature. I know.
Oh shit! I was still at work at 5 p.m. I didn't get home till about 7 o'clock.
On the what island? I can't
The
see.
big
Oh,
island.
the big island. That giant heart's in the way. I don't know why it's like that. It's kind of annoying. Okay, well, yeah. Kind of.
She worked on
Kind
a
of.
farm up north. I wouldn't call it living, but she does.
Yeah.
She lived on the farm in farming housing.
Well, I lived in a tree house.
That was there for trimmers and farmers
It
to
was
stay
there
in
for me because it was my tree house.
because you were there working.
Yeah, and I totally redid the entire tree house. I
And when you
varnished
moved
the
out-
floor. I did the
And
freaking
when you moved
the
out,
drywall, and
when you
I
moved out, they put another
furnished it
farmer or
and made it
trimmer in there.
amazing, and it was my tree house.
Yeah, when you moved out, they put another farmer or
No, they didn't.
trimmer in there.
No, they didn't.
So it
No
just
one
sits
ever was
empty?
in there.
So it just sits empty.
It was only ever my tree house.
Before you.
No, they sold. No, before me, it was like they were making some crazy something in there, and it caught fire and all kinds of stuff. No one ever lived in there until I made it a tree house for me.
All right.
And then I lived in a camper. Yeah, I was working the farms out there, doing a lot of farm. Yeah, another fight.
I'm hangry.
Calm down. Go get something.
We don't have no food.
Yeah, we do. There's plenty of food.
Oh, let me go cook a meal real quick.
No. Yeah, I was working some of the farms out there. I worked in Weaverville for a little bit. I worked in Hayfork in Trinity County for a little bit. And then I also had a little shack on another farm in Humboldt, up around Friday Ridge, if you're familiar with Humboldt at all. But yeah, I would spend like 5 or 6 months out there at a time. And I mean, maybe that's not living, but yeah.
Not if you're there for work.
Okay.
That's called working on the road.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Well, yeah. Anyway, we're at 2 hours. Yes, it is very beautiful up there. I like miss it every day. Not gonna lie.
Guys, I'll let y'all talk to her. But it's good talking to y'all. Good getting to meet. It's been 2 hours. I've been diving chain
we're
up
not
and off
really-
out of 100 foot of water today, all day. So
Yeah, he's been on the dive boat all day.
I'm tired. But she can talk to y'all.
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. And are there any final questions? Does anybody have anything? I feel like this whole last hour has just been like nothing important at all.
No.
So sorry if it got like really not that interesting, but yeah. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, thank y'all for joining in.
Hopefully
Straight up going to Waffle House.
I won't
for
have
real.
any kennel cough maybe in a couple of weeks, and we'll do this again or something.
They come out on Sundays.
Our videos come out on Sundays. We did not have one ready this Sunday, so we decided just to do this so that we would, at least follow up with whoever was in here. The sunset there. Oh, where are you, Captain Bill? Where did he say? Oh, the Big Island. Oh, yeah, I bet it's beautiful. I wonder if they can put photos in this thing.
No, I'm leaving.
Okay, we're leaving.
You can't get distracted and go off on another ramble.
But yeah, it's just what I do, man.
It is. It is. All right. Appreciate you guys. We only got 5 people left anyway.
What, like they're not important?
They are important. You're just tired of hearing us argue.
Stop.
Do it then.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
We'll have a video out on Sunday, and it will probably be. Look, there's 6 people now.
Well, you talk to them.
We're trying to go.
We're
trying to go. Okay. You guys have a great week. We love all of you. Martin, we love you. Jonathan, thank you. Captain Bill Burkett, thank you. Seth, thank you. Whoever else is in here, thank you all. Yeah. Another hour for everyone. Yeah.
Do it.
No. We're leaving. All right. Good night, you guys. Um, we'll be back next Sunday with another video, probably of another boat. If we don't get on another boat, I don't know. Maybe we'll take the dog to the springs and we'll soak up the last bit of summer that's left in this place because it's North Florida. It's not South Florida. It gets freaking cold here. So, it's coming in hot. I'm cold. Yeah. Bye, you guys.